Things will never get any better. No matter how hard I try, I always mess everything up. If other people knew how I really felt, I'd probably be locked up for good. Do you ever say things like this? Because if you do, you might not know it, but you might hate yourself. Most self-loathing people don't see it in themselves. I guess it would be kind of hard to notice if you hated yourself so much. And because of the way that society nowadays has raised us, more of us are victims of self-hate than you would even think. Over the past few years, I've noticed that self-hate and self-loathing come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. Just like us as humans, we come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. So some of us hate ourselves in some ways, but some of us hate ourselves in other ways. And so it's kind of hard to tell exactly when or where somebody's starting to self-hate. But there's two types of self-hate that control the whole world right now. And the problem is just growing deeper and deeper because we don't know how to take care of it. I think one way that a lot of us begin to hate ourselves is in the physical way. In magazines, on TV, and even in books, we see computer-generated figures, and they make us feel like complete shit. It's like they all expect us to be 7 foot and a size 0. They make us think that you're not allowed to be a big girl. They make us think that it's not okay to be a small girl. And they even make us feel like complete and total shit for being a little bit too short. After we've seen all of this, what are we left with? We start to hate our face and our figure. Girls who are smaller call bigger girls lardy. Bigger girls call skinnier girls bones. And on the inside, we all just hate ourselves. We want to cut off all of this fat that doesn't even exist. And we starve ourselves for a humongous thigh gap, even though it's not really that healthy. I think what's worse than all of that, though, is mental craziness. When we hate the way we look, it makes us feel so unimportant. It makes us feel like we can't achieve at the things that pretty people can achieve at. And it just makes us stop ourselves from trying to do so much that we could do with the regular body we have. And that brings me to the second worst self-hate. And that is a mental self-hate. There are a lot of things that can cause us to mentally self-loathe. Even a simple epiphany of how much we've messed up in our lives can make us hate who we are mentally. I mean, say you fell in love with someone and you just couldn't live without them. And then when everything is said and done and you can't be with that person, you realize that you are the reason why. And that everything you said made them run away. And that everything you've done hurt them. And you are just so lost for words. That right there could be enough to make us give up. That right there could be enough to make us so scared of trying again. Maybe you don't think about what you say before you say it. Or maybe you're just worried about yourself more than you're worried about everybody else. Or maybe you're worried about everybody else more than yourself. Hating who you are mentally can drive you crazy. It makes you want to lock yourself up. It makes you want to isolate yourself away from everybody else. And it makes you feel like you're too ugly for the world to see you. These are all examples of ways that we begin to self-hate. And the problem isn't a lack of love or a lack of appreciation or praise. The problem is way deep within us, and most of us don't even know how to fix it. Telling a depressed person to cheer up isn't going to fix anything. And telling someone who hates themselves, whether it's mental or physical, that they should just love themselves more isn't going to stop them from hating themselves. It's not. I think that most people who hate themselves, self-loathing, self-hatred, I think it comes from them being able to see their own bad qualities easier and quicker than other people. We're so conscious and we're so aware of the choices we can make that when we make one and it turns out to be a bad one, we hold it against ourselves because we're the ones who make the choice. And in a lot of cases, probably most cases, we make bad choices after bad choices after bad choices, and we see it happening, and it freaks us out, and we just don't know how to fix it. I mean, at that point, we've tried to fix it so many times, and every time it's just gotten worse, that we hold it against ourselves even more. We could try our hardest for years, and if we don't get as slim as we want, if we don't get as big as we want, or we can't control the situations we're in the way we want to, we hold it against ourselves because we are in control of our life. We're told as kids growing up that we have control over every single aspect of our lives. How much happiness we have, how much sadness we have, and how much anger we have. And even if we did everything perfectly, and as we're doing it, we knew we were doing everything perfectly, it could mess up, and then at that very second, we realize, or we think we realize, that we fucked up. We see the bad in us no matter how hard we try not to see it. And when we see the good things, it doesn't really matter to us much because there's good things in everybody. Someone could say to us, "Oh, don't be too hard on yourself. You're an amazing person and you should know it." And yeah, sometimes we can see the amazing qualities within ourselves, but that doesn't mean that we feel like they're amazing just because we have them. It's like when we see other people, we naturally see a lot of the good qualities they have because we're seeing the good that they want us to see. And they naturally see the bad qualities inside of them. So when we have good qualities in us, all we see is a whole bunch of bad qualities. Just a whole bunch of bad qualities because we know ourselves better than anybody else knows us. We think constantly about ourselves, about the moves we make, and we know what's going on. So when somebody tells us not to worry, to calm down, to be more happy about ourselves, it's hard because we see all these bad things, and a good thing can come along. If you have all these horrible qualities, like you just can't deal with situations the right way, and then once or twice you are actually able to help somebody, it doesn't feel like much because when you look at somebody else, you see them constantly helping somebody because they want you to see that. They're not showing you their bad qualities, or maybe they are, but chances are they're not because you don't show other people your bad qualities, you're scared to. And that's understandable. I'm scared to show people my bad qualities too. But if you sit down and you actually think about it really hard, and you're not judgmental and you're not prejudiced against yourself, you'll realize that we have just as many good qualities as we do bad qualities. We have to. It's the way we survive. It's like you hear people say that nobody can be perfect, and that's true. Nobody can be perfect, but it's not because we don't try hard enough. It's not because we don't want it badly enough. And to be honest, it's not even because we don't deserve it. All these good qualities versus bad qualities, all of this self-hatred versus self-loving, to be honest, you're not any better or any worse than anybody else in this world because everyone's going through it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it's not important. I'm not telling you that you have to hate yourself. I'm not even really trying to say that self-loathing is something that we need to do in order to make ourselves better. I guess all I'm really trying to say is that sooner or later we will recover. And when we recover from it, we'll know exactly what's going on. And you want to know why? Do you want to know why? It's because people who hate themselves so much, they think a lot, and they wonder a lot, and they contemplate a lot, and they think from different perspectives, and they think from every angle that they can think of it. You might think that all that wondering and contemplating is just a waste of time and doesn't get you anywhere. And in the end, because we wondered so much, and because we contemplated so much, we'll have such a good understanding and we'll be so proud of who we are. In the end, we'll understand why we were gifted with the bodies we have and with the minds that we have. In the end, all that worrying and contemplating we did will just be reassurance. Because of everything we went through, we will be that much more certain that we are completely beautiful the way we are. And shit, if that doesn't make us feel a little bit better, just think about it. We're young. We have so much time. And we're going to get it right. And we're going to get it really, really right. Because I don't think that we worry that much and that we hate ourselves that much. I think we really do care about ourselves and we really love who we are. And we're just worried. I think that's all it really is. I think if you give it just a little bit more time, you'll learn to love yourself the way that you want to love yourself, not the way that everybody else wants you to love yourself. I hope this video could have helped some of you guys. A lot of you are going through this, and I'm going through it too. I don't necessarily self-loathe my body, but I do self-loathe my mind. I've gotten myself into a lot of situations that I knew I was getting myself into, and I was confident that I was going to be able to handle it. But once I got myself into those situations, I just lost it all. I lost everything. And I have a lot of friends who are going through self-loathing when it comes to their body. And it does upset me a lot because I think that these certain people are so beautiful. A lot of you actually, I'm friends with on Facebook and in real life, and you guys are so beautiful. Like, like I said in the video, it doesn't really matter what you're told. You can't be told that you're beautiful and feel beautiful. But if I could see one of your good qualities and you could see one of mine, I would tell you that you're beautiful, and I'm sure that you would tell me that I'm a very good person. I'm sure that, it's kind of deep, the pain that we have is deep. And so it's hard for me to talk about because of the fact that I am having that deep pain as well. But if I could just say anything, then I would say that we are all already beautiful because we are here and we are having constant battles on the inside of our mind. We are so strong. Like, it takes a lot to stay on this earth. It really does. People say all the time, "Oh, you're a pussy if you kill yourself," and like whatever. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to live here, and it takes a lot to live with the media the way it is. And the best example I have is you see all your bad qualities because you love yourself and you don't want to have bad qualities, so you focus on those bad qualities. You don't really see the good qualities in yourself. You see good qualities in other people, but other people don't see the good qualities in themselves. All they see is the bad qualities. So no matter how hard you try, you're never going to see all of your good qualities. Even if you have every single good quality that a person could have to offer, you're not going to see it all because you have so many doubts inside of you. You're going to constantly question yourself. You're going to constantly question your existence. You're going to constantly question whether the choices you're making are the good or bad choices. And things like that are what stops us from just seeing the good qualities in ourselves. I think that if we could focus less on all the problems and choices we have, that we could just relax and be happy that we've already done enough. Like, I'm only 18 years old and I've already helped a lot of people. I have the good quality of wanting to help my friends. And even though I have, anger problems and I've driven most of my good friends away, and even though I feel lost all the time, I know that there's still something inside of me that makes me want to keep trying. And that is one of my good qualities, is that I will never give up. And I think a lot of good qualities about people who have body issues is that they're already good people too. You know, they're worried about their bodies, but why wouldn't they be? You know, we live inside of our bodies, and our bodies are like our shell. Without our body being the way we want it to be, we don't feel like we are who we want to be. And it's the same with your mind too. But I just wanted to let you guys know, like my friend Dominique, my friend Christian, there's so many of you guys. Like, I don't want to name you, I don't want to throw you guys all under the bus. And, you know, I'm not trying to throw you guys under the bus. This is like an appreciation to you guys. You guys came to me and you guys wanted me to make a video about this, and I'm making it for you. Because I don't want you to think that you're not beautiful. I don't want you to think that you're not worth it. Because you are so much more worth it than most other people. Like, if you're not having problems with yourself, then you probably don't have that many good qualities to offer, if that makes any sense. It's kind of twisted, but I'm sure that anybody who self-loathes is probably going to understand it. Most likely because you sat in your room thinking about it so much. And I just really wanted you guys to know that, you know? It's important to me that you guys have reassurance. And if the only reassurance I could give you is that eventually you will be completely happy with the way you look, then that will be it. Because I promise you that whether it's tomorrow or whether it's 20 years down the road when you're... Excuse me. Whether it's 20 years down the road after you've already succeeded at your career and your family, you will eventually look back on your life, and every single time that you doubted yourself, you'll look at that and you will praise that time. Because that, if it didn't make you better, that right there showed the kind of person you were. And it shows from that point on until now how much you have changed and how much stronger you've gotten. Like, think about it. When we're all little old ladies and all little old men, we're going to be looking back on all of these problems that we had, and we're just going to be like, why did we worry so much? We really will. And that's something we should take into consideration before that time comes. Because maybe then we won't be hating ourselves so much. Maybe we can enjoy life every single day that we're living in it without hating everything that we are. And yeah, so that's this video. I don't really know how to end this one off. This is my third My Thoughts video. And I'm actually going to make a second edition to this video. This video is called probably self-loathing and self-hatred or something along those lines. And so keep your guys out there, blah, blah, blah. I can't say sentences right because I don't English correctly. Okay, but you guys keep your eyes open for that second video. This one wasn't well planned out. The day before yesterday, I asked you guys what my thoughts video you wanted to come out next, and self-loathing and body hate was the one that the majority of you guys had wanted. I'm probably going to, my next My Thoughts video is most likely going to be on toxic relationships, because I've noticed that that's something else a lot of people are having issues with. But after that one, I'll make the second edition of this video, and you guys can come back and check that one out. It's going to be a lot more credible. I'm going to have a lot more to say about it, and hopefully we can just love ourselves a little bit more. I think we already love ourselves way too much. It's just the fact that we love ourselves so much and that we worry about ourselves so much that we want to fix every single little thing about ourselves, which might be it. Anywho, one more thing. I'm sorry for all this over here and over here. I know this all looks crappy. This is my horrible, horrible, horrible room. We're moving this week, so I have like everything packed up. Everything. That's kind of the reason why I haven't been uploading so much, because I've been worrying about packing and where we're going to be moving. Well, I guess that's going to be about it. I love you all very much, and I do hope that this helped at least one person. If this video could help at least one person, any of you, really. If I could just, like, if this could, even one thing that I said in this video, if it could, like, help you at all, even the slightest bit, it's gonna make me so happy, because I really do care about this. I really do. And that's why I'm gonna make a second video about it. Anyway, I'm doing too much talking now. Y'all don't want to hear all this Salayna blah 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 blah. And, okay. Well, I love you all. I think you guys are all beautiful. And I will see you in my next video. See y'all then. Peace.